my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I love watching yearly predictions. So I'm watching all kinds of psychics and astrologers and um, all kinds like economic. What's going to happen in 2026, and I love that, and I love doing my own. One of the things that a recurring issue that keeps coming up, and this is sidereal astrology, tropical astrology. Some psychics have come up with it. It is February 2026 is going to be a very dangerous month. Dangerous for travel. I don't know why, I don't quite understand, but multiple, and repeating. Now, whether they watch each other and just repeat it, I don't know. I don't think so. I like to watch a big, diverse card readers, all of that. And February 2026 seems like something is going to happen. More than one from multiple, so different things like card reader, an astrologer, have both said something's going to happen to Trump in February, and something about February 2026, the world will change forever. So I thought, let's just find out, see if we can dig into this February 2026, what's going on. Apparently there's big major planet movements in that respect. Some people are calling for the king and for Trump's health. But anyways, the first part of 2026 is supposed to be quite upsetting, and there's lots of peace and whatnot in the last half of 2026. Some are even calling for economic crash in February 2026. So I thought, let's just suss this out. Let's find out what's going on. One said prep, make sure you're prepared, especially if you're in a winter zone. Let's just find out. Let's ask the cards. February 2026. Shall we begin? Like my Christmas get up, all my lights and okay, lots of big distractions going on. Now that would be economic troubles. Distraction. Let's find out. Temperance. Look at that. Both have like seesaw back and forth. So perhaps something does happen in February, but it balances right back out by the time we get to March. I see. Now I wouldn't say that that's economic issues there. Whoa, nudie. I got to color these in. I'm going to say, according to my, and the star is Aquarius, and that's February. I'm going to say that I think this looks fantastic. And I'm going to tell you why. Look at this arm is up to here. This arm is here pulling in from the top. We got two infinities. We got two loops going on here. We have an angel. We have a very successful female. I don't see any kind of, I would say the weakest card here is the Two of Pentacles, and it's not really that weak. That could be like budgets and whatnot, and perhaps two businesses are struggling, or perhaps two indices, or there is definitely turmoil going on. Oh yeah, see, the clock agrees. There's turmoil going on behind there. And the economy might be a bit of a distraction, what's going on. But it looks like, to me, according to my cards, according to my sources, it looks like there might be a bump. It might be a speed bump. This is Mercury, and I believe it by the end of February it goes into Mercury retrograde. But the Mercury is upright. This is spin doctor. This is like manifestation, creating things from the ethers and bringing them down to earth. Interesting, there's only 3 infinity symbols in the whole deck, and we have 2 of them here. Be interested to see if the third one shows up. Yeah, this shows me like if that was in reverse, I'd say, whoa, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. Now, I'm not giving you any financial advice whatsoever. I'm reading the cards, full disclaimer down below. This tells me that whatever does happen in February will recover from it. And if you even look, these tumble into here. Look at that, how they tumble in. So we might not have access to them right away. So let's say the price of silver drops to nothing. Well, it'll eventually come back because that card's upright. You know what? I think there's going to be a lot of fear porn. That's what that card is, fear porn. Overthinking things. There's lots of illusion, delusion, gaslighting in there, a lot of mental illness in there. But that's mostly fear porn going on. There's the burden. There's the burden. Remember, we're in a 1 year next year. So we will be having, this is the hangover card, basically. You had way too much to drink and now you got a hangover. You're starting your day with a hangover. You gotta, I think that this is just, we're carrying some things over from 25. Judgment in reverse. Page of Swords. You know, this might be the censoring that is going on because this is my internet card, the Page of Swords. And look, it's looking back at the Judgment card in reverse, meaning no more chances. We also have the flag of England here. Just today, I believe a man was imprisoned he was sentenced for 6 months for a mean post on X. I think we're going to see some of that. Maybe you might have to be really careful what you post on X. What's the outcome? Truth. Cutting things out. I got the crown there. Maybe something with the royal family in February. Maybe we do find out some truth to some things. But it'll be very healing. And I think it'll happen during Aquarius. This is hope and healing. And this is also your soul. This is your soul card, the star. With an Ace of Swords, I think this could even be AI, something about AI. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Interesting. And the Emperor is upright. The Emperor is upright. Knight of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. And the Hierophant. Guys, I'm not getting anything terrible here at all. Like, where's the Tower? Where's the Devil? Where's the Seven of Swords? Where's even some of these big money cards in reverse saying there is going to be an economic collapse? I think there might be a blip, but I think we come right back out of it. This is almost like slow and steady wins the race. I think there might be something about a leader. The leader, though, is upright. With this Queen of Swords in reverse, this is something coming undone. Something coming undone. But then it's kind of fixed or on hold. One could read this as President Trump as some kind of health thing that stops him from doing what he needs to do, and Vice President J.D. Vance takes over for a little while. Perhaps he has surgery or some such thing, but he remains in charge. But he can't. Here he is, Knight of Pentacles. He really can't move forward. Little bit of inertia, especially with the Hanged Man here, right? The Knight of Pentacles is looking at the Hanged Man. If it's a female, I'd say, oh, that's a pregnancy, because you're kind of stuck doing some, like when you're pregnant, there's a lot of things you can't do. You're pregnant. That's your first, at least hopefully, it's for top of mind. And you're stuck. There's a lot of things you can't do when you're pregnant, like, drink or do cocaine, stuff like that. But it could be a health issue as well. This could be bed rest, especially with the Knight of Pentacles here, nothing moving forward. but you still have some sense of control. And with this emperor here and the Hierophant would be the vice president, right? Like in England, it's the king and the Church of England. The king rules the Church of England, not the Pope rules the king. They settled that with Henry VIII. It could be the king. Absolutely could be the king. We find out the king is not well, because that could be the palace. Strength in reverse. And there's the third one. There's the third one. Knight of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups. I'm going to say that I think it will be a slow month. I'm not getting anything terrible happening here at all. We might just be very stagnant. It's February in the Northern Hemisphere. Most things are frozen. This could be something like terrible winter storms, but we didn't get the Five of Pentacles, which is my terrible winter storms. We're not getting a lot of disruption here, guys. I think there's going to be possibly some stagnation. I think that we might hear some corruption. I think that things are going to be dialed back, but nothing really terrible here. Ace of Cups in reverse, lots of tears. I think there's going to be offers that are rewound. You know, like, oh, we promised we'd give this to you, and oh, now we're not, right? But I'm not seeing like huge bankruptcies or maybe a little bit of corruption, but that's like, oh, wow, must be Monday, more corruption. Oh, look at that. The sun rises in the east. Wow. Like, I'm not getting like it's going to be like a big explosive story or anything. I'm getting that like there are some tears, rivers of tears. So perhaps there is something here with one of the big leaders that they aren't in reverse, so they're not ending. There's a pause. There's a pause there, and then somebody else has to kind of take over. They're second in charge. So could that be Trump? Could that be Zelensky? I don't think Zelensky. Putin? Could that be Netanyahu? Could that be the king? It's somebody who's an emperor. I don't see Zelensky as an emperor. Possibly something goes on, and they have to take a pause. All right, but whatever they do, I'm just going to say this: whatever pause that they have to take, they won't be cured from it. It will continue. So there's no healing in it. So let's say it is Trump and he has a massive heart attack and he's on bed rest or whatever. I don't think we'll see him spring back into action. Or if it's the king and he has his cancer has exploded and he says, "Oh, I'm just taking a rest." We won't see him back. That's with that card. That's what I'm picking up. All right. Other than that, don't listen to the fear porn. I trust what my cards are saying. And of course, always be having a couple of days of food or even up to a week of water. And you just never know what's going to happen. Floods happen, hurricanes happen. Well, it's not hurricane season, but you know what I mean. Meteors happen. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.